Hi friends, today we are going to see demo on SchemaChange, a database change management tool. If you have not looked into at my recent blog on the same, then please have a look. I have kept in more detail there. Let's start with the demo. So before we start with the demo, you have to keep few things in mind. One thing you have to keep in mind that you have to set all your Snowflake credentials like accounts, username, password, data warehouse, role, default database, and all those stuff in the environment variable if you are using it from the local from Windows. And you have to install the Python latest version because that is the bare minimum required. So you need a which detail of the version and everything is mentioned over here, so you will find those in this repository. How you will download the schema change is basically you have to come to github.com and you have to look for schema change repository. Once you are on this page, either you can clone the GitHub repository using the git clone command, or you can download the zip file. Whatever method, you will just download that file from in your local like this. uh, Once you download, it is ready for use provided you have the all prerequisite already done, like Python is already installed. That's it. It doesn't need any installation. It's ready to go use. The third thing which you need to keep in mind that when you start using schema change, you need one database by default. So schema change is not going to create that database, which is metadata. Database name is metadata. This database is basically used to create the change history, the default history tracking table. Schema change used to track all the deployments. So let's start. Let me recreate this. So you can see that on the left hand side I have a metadata table, I have a public schema, and there is nothing on it. So now you can see that in my Citibank Citybike folder under demo, there is nothing. But when you download this folder, you will see two different change script. But I intentionally remove those files so that I can show you step by step. So let's start with the beginning. Let's go on Snowflake. So first thing is like how you can see all the help command for snow change. Like you, as a first user, you don't know how to use this snow change. So first command is Python is just the keyword to run the Python file, and cli.py is the Python script, which is basically the this is basically the this script which is going to execute. -h is the parameter which will show you the help, all the parameter related stuff. So let me go to this path. So I'm already on this path. I opened the command prompt and I executed this command. So now you can see that this schema change is showing you all the parameters. So what all parameter you can use is -h, -f, -a. So all the details are mentioned over here. So basically when you are running this schema change, you need to pass couple of parameter which is mandatory, like -h if you want to run if you are not on the current folder of the current folder where all the scripts are kept, so you need to pass the -f. You have to pass the Snowflake account, Snowflake user, Snowflake default role, Snowflake warehouse, Snowflake database. So these are the important and the mandatory. Basically these are used to connect your Snowflake account. So we are not going to pass all these things on the command line. Basically we are going to pass, but not as in direct value. We have stored all the value for all this variable in the environment variable, and we are just going to pass the parameter. So we will go through each and every parameter and how to use and what to use on which scenario. So let's start with the next step. So basically as I said, like if you want to pass the parameter or the path of your current repository and you are running the script from somewhere else, so basically you can provide that with -f. And all the other parameter, if you can see, I am providing the parameter for all the I'm providing the variable for all the parameters. So all these are stored under the environment variable under my Windows. So, and if you want to create the, because this is the first time I don't have anything under metadata, I'm going to create the change history table along with this command. So I'm just going to copy this and run this. So this will do two things. This will first create the change history table in the metadata schema, and because there is nothing on my working directory of the scripts, it will not do anything except creating the change history table. So you can see it is showing my account name, default role, and the warehouse, default database, and everything, and it just said like created change history table, metadata schema change history. So it will create a schema change a schema, and then it will create a change history tracking table. Max applied changes script version none. Successfully applied 0 changes because there was no script in my folder, and it's successfully completed. Now let's come here, refresh it, and you can see that there is a schema change schema, and under which there is a change history table. So let's go here and look whether we have any record or what is the structure of the table. Sorry. So you can see this table is blank because we have not installed anything. So the moment you will install the script, this table will start populating with the number of records. So what's the next step? So we have done with okay. So another thing is like, suppose I want to see the detailed logs. So when you want to uh, keep track of what step you have done with the detailed logging, so you have to pass the -v verbose. So basically this parameter tells SchemaChange that you need to log a detail logging. So if you see on the current here, it's a very small and high level logging. It's not a detailed one, but if you want a detailed one, you have to use the -v. So here I'm not doing anything. I'm just passing -v, and let's see what happens. So we'll see the differences. You can just watch the difference that up to this part we were same. After that you will see that we started logging the detail, each and every step what it is doing, including time and everything. It's include everything. Like you can see all the detailed step which is internally running. So this is the basically use of -v. So we have already created a change history table, so I'm not going to do this step again. So let's start with how we can work with change this schema change. How you can start using this along with the like as a change management system, database change management system. So what I will do, I will just copy one file from my backup folder. So this is my initial setup file. I will copy this under my working directory. What does this file contain is basically this file contain you can see it contains a statements set of statement to create the initial setup. So basically I'm going to create a new database schema change demo. I'm going to create a schema change. I'm going to use the public schema for creating all the objects. I'm going to create a file format, two file format. I'm going to create the stage. I'm going to create two table. One is weather, one is trip. So as of now, we don't have any database called schema change demo. You can see here. So now the moment I will execute this statement, this will start creating the script. So let me do this. So let me track the logging. So now you will see that we will start seeing one file. So now you can see all the scripts which I just showed you on the text mode. It is now executed successfully. So now if I come on the Snowflake, you will see that the schema change database has been created. There is a public schema under which there are two tables: trips, which has 0 rows, weather, which is also has a 0 rows, because we have not loaded any data till now. Now what if I want to load the data in trips and weather table? So what I will do, I have already created all the stage and file format. So I will upload another file, which is the version 1.2. So basically, I'm not going to explain you all this detail of how you have to create the file and all. So I have given the link in my blog. So if you go there, I will that will explain everything. Basically, the format of how you can store a file in schema change is basically you have to give the version v followed by some number, and this will be used to sequence your file. So the way you will do the numberings for the version, it will keep the execution on the same sequence. So you have seen that I have started with version 1 v 1.1 and then double underscore, and then whatever name you want to give, you can give with the extension of .sql. So schema change only support .sql file, and you can write only the code in SQL format. No other format is supported in schema change. So I have to create another file, and I want to install or deploy this file or this script after version 1. So basically what I will do, version 1.2. So it will automatically line as a second script for the deployment. So here after double underscore, it just load table user friendly name from S3. So basically I'm just loading all the data from the S3 bucket. So I have already kept, sorry, I have not kept. So let me keep this file. Let me keep this file here in city bike. Now I have the second file and I also have the first file. But because we have already installed this file, schema change will ignore this one and only install this one or only deploy this one. So if you want to verify this, you can come here and you can look in the change history table. Now you will see the one record. So you can see here one record, the file and the file name which we have installed, and the status is success. Now we will come and we will again deploy this, but since we are now going to we don't need this change history table name because it is already been created. But if we want to commit anything, if we are doing any DML operation, we have to we will pass the auto commit parameter, so that if your database is not set up with the auto commit, it will automatically commit the data. So let me do that. It will take a while because we are loading lots of data, but you can see that it will give you all those details. So you can see that the applying changes version 1.2 underscore load table from s3.sql. The first script which were loaded already has been skipped. It is going to load the data. As you have initially seen that the trips table and weather table is having 0 rows. So after the successful execution of this step, you will see that the table will be loaded with lots of records. So it will take time. Till that time, let me explain you the third script which I'm going to execute after this. So basically, if you have seen my this script, you will see that the schema name and the database name all are hard coded in the script. But there might be a scenario where you don't want to hard code these dynamic things. Basically, the same script can be used to deploy on dev database or public schema or any other custom schema, right? So you don't want to hard code that script with the name of the variable part like schema name or database name. Rather, you want to keep it as a variable, or you want to use the script dynamically for all the environment. So what you can do, you can uh, you can pass this as a variable and variable over here, and just pass the actual value of those variable on the command line. So if you see here, I'm going to add the script as a third script where I have used the use schema and pass two variable db name and the schema name, and then I am going to pass the value for this variable at the command line. Let's see if it's done. So you can see that successfully applied one changes, skipping one because one was already, first script was already done. So now it's successfully completed. Let's go and quickly refresh this and see whether we have the data on the weather table or not. So you can see that we have around 57,894 rows. So it's successfully loaded. Similarly, trip table has lots of data in millions. So I'm not going to query that. So now we are on the third step. So now we have already created the initial database structure, then we have loaded the data. The third scenario is if we want to do the or pass the dynamic variable value at the command line. So what we have to do, basically there is a parameter called --var, basically that you can use to pass the value of your dynamic variable. So basically in --var parameter, you have to pass the value in a JSON format, and you have to pass the value with double inverted comma, sorry, because when you pass this as inside double inverted comma, after passing this it will get converted into single inverted comma. If you start passing that in a single inverted comma, it will give you an error. So I'm going to execute this statement because I have already added the third file. So now two files are already loaded, so it will only look for the version 3. So I'm just going to clear the screen and execute this one. So if you see here, I'm passing the -var. Rest all the things are already coming from the environment variable. So I'm just going to execute this. So what it will do, it will use the variable. If you go here, let me go up. So using variable db metadata schema name schema change. So it is basically just using this. So whatever, if you see that over here I have passed the double inverted comma, but inside the execution it is just changed the value, and now it is going to use this variable and pass it on the script and modify the script and execute the same, execute based on that. So what it does, it now going to create a department table inside the metadata database. So you can see here all the logins. So it has gone and updated the variable with use schema metadata schema change, where I have used the variable. Now it will create the table department. So the script has successfully executed. Now I will just go and refresh. You will see under metadata database, under schema change, there is another table called department. So this is how you can actually pass the variable if you want to use the same script multiple times. And there might be a scenario where when you actually don't want to run the script in actual, but you actually want to see what all change set are there to be executed, then you can use the parameter called dry run --dry run, which basically shows, which actually will execute the command as it is doing on the real time. Just it will skip to actually execute that on the database. It will just list down all the things which is going to execute it. As of now, since we have already executed all the file, and I think if you see here, you will see the 3 different records in the change history table. It is not going to do anything, but I will just show you what will be the output. So it will say it will skip everything. So basically skipping 3 because it already applied. But if you have not executed this script, it will show you all the 3 scripts which is going to be applied. So basically this is the small demo I wanted to share with you guys, and there are more queries. There are more few couple of syntax there here and there, and all the details are mentioned on my blog. So please visit the blog for more details. Thank you.